Hello everyone, it's Davy Mooney coming to you from the University of North Texas where I run the jazz guitar program. Benedetto artist, a Sunnyside Records artist, and I went ahead and I put all four of my Sunnyside releases up here. Thought it looked a little nicer than just having the most recent one, Live at National Sawdust, Benign Strangers, Hope of Home, and Perrier Street. Check them out. Got my Mel Bay book, Personalizing Jazz Vocabulary, and I'm hard at work on another book on position playing. I'll tell you more about as it gets. I've done a couple chapters. I got about 4 more to go, so we'll see. But today I wanted to talk to you about the Thelonious Monk tune Pannonica, which, man, it's a beautiful song. One of his best, I think, in my humble opinion. It's been recorded a bunch of times. I think the original recording is on Brilliant Corners, which I love. He's playing a celeste on it, I think, toy piano, something like that. And you got Sonny Rollins, you got Max Roach, you got Oscar Pettiford, Ernie Henry, is that the alto player's name? I hope so. Hope I'm not forgetting anybody. And yeah, he recorded it a few times. He recorded it on a solo record. I think there's another recording on what's it called? Crisscross. I had to look I had to look that up. And a million other people have done it. Gosh, Chick Corea on Now He Sings, Now He Sobs. Not sure if it was on the original record, but it was on the CD that I got. That's a sort of more up-tempo version. Kurt Rosenwinkel on East Coast Love Affair. And I do this tune in my improv class, and when students do transcriptions on this song, man, they come from all over the place. Jerry Bergonzi's got a version. I could go on and on. But yeah, like I said, it's a really beautiful tune. I really like the horn arrangement on Brilliant Corners. It's kind of quirky. It's super specific, and I wrote that out for students, and I showed them some of the things. Because with Monk's music, in a strange way, I kind of find it similar to Tom Jobim, not in the style of their music, but in the sense that there are elements in the tunes that can't really be reduced to a lead sheet. Or they can be, but the lead sheet needs more than just the melody and the chord symbols at the top. And I don't think you have to play all the other information every time you play the tune, but I think it's good to be aware of it. So I'll go through the chords and maybe point out some of those things that occur. He doesn't do them on every version. Other people, like Chick Corea, doesn't do all of them. Kurt Rosenwinkel doesn't do all of them, and their versions are great too. But I think it's important to have some awareness of some of the Monkisms, if you will. So the tune starts like C major. The Brilliant Corners version is real slow, like super slow ballad. I kind of like to do it in between that and, say, Chick Corea, where it's more of a medium tune. But he goes like, and I like that, like the horns on Brilliant Corners do that. You've got, I guess it's Sonny Rollins down the D going. You get that second, which I think is nice. And then Sonny goes. And so those chords are like C major, E flat minor, A flat 7, and then D minor. They play unison here. And then I think somebody stays on that note. I'm not going to go over every single thing that they do, but so you got C major, E flat minor, A flat 7, D minor, B flat 7, E flat major. And again, the horn part. And that's a real a Monkism that he does a lot. So on E flat major 7, he goes. You see later on the tune, he likes to go. That movement, sort of a moving inner line. In this case, I guess it's the major 7 going to the major 6th. Later on, it's going to be a different interval. And then you have, so we're on E flat major. And a lot of versions will do an A7 here before going to A flat. The Brilliant Corners one, it's not as pronounced. I think Monk might play like a little chord in there, but it's not so much like Chick will be like. That A7 isn't really emphasized as much on Brilliant Corners. And then the next part, you got A flat 7 to D flat 7, G flat major 7 to F7, and then E flat minor, A flat 7, G7, D flat. And some of the interesting stuff in there, you know, the A flat 7, a lot of versions, Chick Corea plays A flat minor. He does like just a regular 2/5. Like A flat minor, D flat 7, G flat. Excuse me. Ooh. But Monk definitely is A flat dominant, D flat dominant, G flat. And then I like on Brilliant Corners, they go, it's a. I'm trying to get all the notes. I don't remember all of them, but I like he goes here. On that F7, the melody. That second there. So you could go like. It's a little strident, but you know that's a feature of Monk's music when he's playing, you know, really beautiful melodies, adding in elements of dissonance, you know, like "Ugly Beauty," for example, which you know the title says it all. And let's see, then I like to do that. It's hard not to do that as a guitar player. The melody goes to go like E flat minor 9, E minor 7. Flat minor again to get a little contrary motion, although the chord itself is just E flat minor. A flat 13, G 13, and then here the melody goes to a D flat major 7, and he has that moving line from G to F, which I think is kind of important, at least to be aware of that. I think that's a nice element. So, and then it's interesting too because this sort of deceptive. Maybe it's going to go to C again, but it goes, you know, E flat minor, A flat 7, G7, D flat to get back to C. So it's kind of a long way around. Are we going to go to D flat? Are we going to go to C? Okay, D flat major 7 is kind of a tritone sub of G7 anyway. So it's a interesting little harmonic maneuver there. Then that section repeats, and then the bridge, we got a lot of chords. We go G minor, C7, C minor, F7. And then like F sharp 7 or C sharp minor, F sharp 7, B. Then D minor, G7, C major 7, G minor 7, C7, B minor 7, E7, A7, A flat 7, G7, C. So a lot of information, my goodness. And let's see, some of the horn elements are kind of fun there. He goes like. So this is D minor 7 to G7 to C, and the horns at first they're in an octave, so the melody's at E natural, and then the melody goes down to E flat. But the tenor, I assume, goes from E natural up to A flat, and then back to E. So you have this. In there, but I just really like that the movement with the horns, and it must have been worked out, I assume, at the piano or something. I don't think they would have just spontaneously come up with that, but gosh, who knows. And then the last A section it's like the first, although there's a little tag at the end. So you got D minor, A flat 13 flat 9 to G 13 flat 9 to D flat major 7, sharp 11, and the melody's on the major 7 there, and you could of course go. But I like the Chick Corea version. It's a little awkward at the end to play over. You have this. D minor 7, A flat 7, G7 again to D flat. So he simplifies it a little bit. He goes, instead of going D minor 7, A flat 13, flat 9, G 13, flat 9 to D flat, he goes, So E flat minor, A flat 7, A flat 13, G13, then he goes A minor to D7 to D flat. So he gets rid of the D minor, A flat, G, D flat, and goes A minor, D7. So it's like that, tritone sub of the whole 2/5, maybe a little nod to Bud Powell in there. There's a lot of Bud Powell's music will have that tritone sub of the entire 2/5. Wes Montgomery does that as well. And I talk about that in the book a fair amount. But yeah, like I said, it's a beautiful version. I like to incorporate some of the stuff from Chick's version when I play it. So I kind of split the difference. I make reference to some of the things in Brilliant Corners. And Chick Corea, this particular thing that Sonny Rollins does, where he goes, Chick does that too. I think he plays it rhythmically a little differently since the tempo is so fast, but that's a sort of Monk-ism that's in a lot of versions. It's in Monk's versions. Kurt Rosenwinkel doesn't do it, but I mean his version is fabulous. He has so much chordal information, and my students transcribe that solo all the time. So before I take a few courses on this tune, I'll just talk a little bit about a few little harmonic spots that I find interesting. First couple chords, it's fairly straightforward, C major, and then like a 2/5, E flat minor to A flat 7. Of course, it doesn't resolve to 1. Then the next sequence, you got D minor to B flat 7 to E flat. So, the 2 chord in the key of C, and then a 5 chord in E flat. And I find it kind of interesting because the melody there, I think when I first started playing this tune, many, many years ago, and my instinct was to kind of alter that B flat 7 because I wanted to alter all the dominants because I thought altering dominants was cool, which I still do. But I find with that B flat 7, you got to treat it kind of a particular way. I almost feel like either F melodic minor or B flat half whole diminished is a good way to treat that, or just play over a B flat 7 without worrying about alterations. But you don't really. I don't feel like the sharp 5 is really the right way to go. So if I'm playing, right on the B flat 7, I wouldn't go. I don't know. That doesn't sound right to me, and I don't really know why. But I mean, the melody has a sharp 11, so maybe that's it. Precludes the sharp 5. Let's see, the next part, you got the 2/5 in G flat, and then this F sharp 7 altered. And so I'll just play regular 2/5 by my 2/5 stuff. And then one way to think about it is G flat major going to F7. You could think G flat major to G flat minor. G flat melodic minor, that would give you the super low grade mode over the F7, or you could play like F augmented triad, which I like, because the melody is on the sharp 5, and then after that F7, it goes to E flat minor. So there's some dominants that they sound like they're resolving to the right spot, but they don't really go there. But maybe one way to think about that is kind of like F7 going back to if F7 is going to E flat minor, it's kind of like F7 going back to G flat, in the sense of that sort of G flat major becoming G flat diminished. F7 can be a 5 of 3 resolution. Gets a little complicated. You can watch my diminished video if you want to, review all that information. But I think there is a way to make F7 go to E flat, and you can kind of hear it. It just sort of goes there. And then that, the chromatic dominants there, then going to D flat. Sometimes I'll just play them in a sort of a kind of literal way. And I noticed that about a lot of, saxophone players playing on Monk's music. John Coltrane, Sonny Rollins, Johnny Griffin. I mean, a lot of the time, they just play, Charlie Rouse, they just play the changes, even if there's a million chords and they're a little bit unpredictable. Those tenor players just run the chords. So sometimes that's sort of the best solution rather than to overthink it. bridge, it's just a lot of chords, really. Gosh, So you finally have a 2-5 that goes to 1. The first two, G minor, C7, you think, oh, it doesn't go to F. Okay, it goes to C minor, F7. It doesn't go to B flat, but then you have C sharp minor, F sharp 7, B. Okay, we got a resolution. Then D minor, G7. Okay, there's a 2-5, but then it immediately then goes to G minor, C7. And then that doesn't go to F. You got B minor, E7, A7, A flat, G, C. So it's just a lot of changes. And, I think maybe one reason I don't like to play the tune too fast is I like to have some time to get into all that harmony, Get the G7. Sometimes I don't get them all. So from B minor. It's tricky to get it all in there. Hopefully I'll do it on the when I play the song for y'all in a second. And then, like I said, the last A, it's the same deal, except that last progression, I like to use the Chick Corea chords. And so if I'm going so you gotta say from G flat. So I don't have to go A flat 7, G7, and then do it again the next measure. That's like too much of that chromatic 2-5 for me to sort of as an improviser. So anyway, that's the condensed version of what I think about on this tune. I do address these chord changes in my book too, in similar chord changes to these in Personalizing Jazz Vocabulary. If you want to get some specific stuff to play over it, check out the book. So, all right, I'm going to play a few choruses on this, and I hope you all enjoy it.